I hear myself. Good. Yay, super soft. Andrea, Claire. Can you guys hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Because I don't think you can hear me. Oh, you can hear me? Yeah. Hi, Mark. Oh, yay. Yay. Welcome, everyone. I am super excited about this morning. DragonSoul Oracle has officially launched. So anybody who has been in here, I've been doing some readings with these big cards. These big cards. And so what happened was the dragons decided that they wanted their own deck. And so I started creating oracle cards. And on my website, there was an opportunity for people to become their own dragon soul. And this is mine. This is mine. Look at the teeth. And so a deck was born, and there were 55 cards, and they were giant big cards. And I really want to make them into a deck. So that other people could hold the magic of these, because they're really powerful. It costs a lot of money and time and effort to get a deck up and running and published, and I did have a beautiful donation come in to help me along the way. And I have a beautiful friend, Jill, who helped me with she's a graphic designer. And she helped me get my creations into a format that the printers would collect. So that would understand, that would basically, it was complicated. It was a complicated journey. So anyway, after much help, much going there, back, very happy to announce that DragonSoul Oracle is here and it is live. And I am so proud of this, because this is a huge collaboration. This doesn't belong to me. It's a collaboration with the dragons. It's a collaboration with community. It's a collaboration with everyone. It's this beautiful co-creation. There's only 250 printed. So they're a very limited edition. People who like Yanuka print things, they can go and they can get thousands and thousands of these printed, and they don't cost a lot to print. The more you print, the less they cost. So the pricing on these is more than you would pay for normal oracle cards, because it costs more money. It costs much more money to produce when you're only doing a small amount of them. But I didn't have a spare 20 grand to get a huge amount published. So listen, 250, I am so delighted, and I know the people that these cards go to. It's like anything, and people will be drawn towards the cards. I need to let you know a little bit. So good to see you too, Mark. Yeah, I'm super chuffed actually. This just proves that you can do anything. You can do anything at all. Anything, anything, anything. If I can publish a deck of cards, you can do anything, okay? These cards are a little bit different. And I'm gonna read a little message from the dragons. So there's a little book, a proper little book. It's the most professional thing I've ever done in my life, you know. Proper professional. And if anybody here works for Oracle cards and you open the deck, my friend Emma noticed this, and it's sticky. This is just like glides perfectly. So there's a book that comes with it, and I want to read the little message from the dragons for anybody that's thinking about purchasing one of these decks. Message from the dragons to the keeper of this DragonSoul oracle. You now hold in your hands a creation born not from imagination alone, but from the living current of DragonSoul energy itself. We, the dragons, speak to you through this deck, not as distant guides, but as the ancient force woven into your own being. You did not come here by accident. The deck found you because the flame within you is ready to rise. Understand this. Dragon energy is not soft comfort nor whimsical fantasy. It's movement, it's momentum, and it's transformation embodied. When our energy touches your heart, stagnation can no longer survive. We propel you forward into truth, into responsibility, and into the highest version of yourself. Not through force, but through remembrance. A remembrance that wakes something ancient within you, something powerful, sovereign, and untamed. This deck carries the imprint of many souls, 55 humans who dared to meet their inner dragon and allow it to be expressed. Through them, we shape these cards. Through the human, we birth a deck of living consciousness. You now hold a portal of deep remembrance, a mirror of your dragon soul, and a companion for your unfolding path. Work with these cards only in the present moment, for presence is where your power lives. We do not deal in futures that have not been chosen, nor pasts that keep you bound. Your choices now shape reality. These cards will illuminate the path before you, but you must walk it. Use this deck for empowerment only. When you read for yourself, you reclaim your sovereignty. When you read for another, you must honor theirs. A word of warning spoken with fire and love. To use these cards to predict another's future is an infringement on free will. If you attempt to create a future for someone, you tie your energy to the outcome and keep the karmic weight that follows. These cards reveal possibilities, not certainties. They open doors, not destinies. The choices remain with the soul who seeks the guidance. Honor this law, for it is sacred. Approach this deck with reverence, not because we demand it, but because you deserve to experience your own power fully. Every card is a conversation with your inner wisdom, your inner knowing, and your dragon soul. We merely amplify what already lives within you. This deck will help you see the opportunities in every moment, the hidden gateways, the openings, the inner calls you may have overlooked. When you remember this, you reclaim your freedom. And when you reclaim your freedom, your life becomes a creation of choice, not circumstance. Walk this path with courage, with truth, with full presence. And remember, the dragon soul within you has waited a long time for this moment. Hear their roar. The dragons. So this deck is very different from anything that I've ever came across anyway, because it's a co-creation of pure dragon energy. And it's about empowerment. It's not about disempowerment. When I believe when we read for somebody else and we tell them their future, that's disempowering the person. So when we look at these cards and we look to work with these cards, we work in this now moment. So I'm going to offer some readings this morning. If you have purchased a deck, you can have 3 cards. If you haven't purchased a deck and you have no intention of purchasing a deck, that's okay too. I'll also pull a card, one card for you from the deck. So this isn't about selling the deck. The dragons just want to get it out there. And they'll go to whoever they're meant to go to. So Claire, would you like a reading? Because you did order and you can have 3 cards if you wish. These are the cards. Do, 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 do. They are super slidey. Sometimes they're a really good weight. They're not over shiny, but they do have a really nice texture to them. They shuffle really well. I don't know if you can see from there. Because I'm coming in from Zoom, it's a little bit delayed to my end. Yeah, you can see from there. They shuffle really, really well. Okay, so if you would like a card, let me know. And if you've purchased a deck, let me know. I'll know. I'll know if you have or if you haven't. So you can have 3 cards if you purchased a deck, 1 card if you haven't. But I need your permission to do so. So Mark, you've said please do. So let's get a card from Mark. So lovely to be in here and see familiar names pop up. I planned on being here every Tuesday morning. I'd even put it in my diary, but it just hasn't been the case. Let's see if I can, well, I also, where did I put the big ones? Because it's easier for you to see the bigger ones. But it might take a while to do that. So maybe it's better not to. That's just going to be a hassle. Okay, so Mark, you're getting the card of self-compassion. So you'll see on this card, oh, the light's getting in a little bit. Let me take it down a little bit. This is about, being compassionate with yourself, obviously, Mark. You are already enough. There is nothing to fix, only to love. This is about inner kindness, self-acceptance, and soothing the inner critic. This tells me that your thoughts have maybe been a little bit more critical than usual of late for one reason or another, Mark. And, I believe that our words hold power. And the water within our body is conscious, so that when we are talking to ourselves in a critical way, it really can affect us. And what happens inside, I believe, then happens outside of it. So when we're critiquing ourselves, we'll also find that other people criticize us because there's a mirror there. So we have to be very aware of the self-talk that we have to ourselves. This is really calling you to be aware of your thoughts. Not that you think about other people, but that you're thinking of yourself. Okay, be kinder to yourself, please. I would also like to see you, Mark, doing something for yourself. In this, the dragon is doing painting, so some kind of creative expression that you enjoy. Do you like fishing? But some kind of pursuit that you enjoy, but something that is also going to. I think I'm seeing fishing because fishing allows you to have that stillness, and within that you can also be aware of the thoughts that are perhaps going in your head, and then that would allow you to change it. So for you, Mark, thank you for always being here. You've been here for a long time, and I really appreciate every time you come in, every comment you've ever made, every like you've ever put on a video, every comment you've ever made. I always see you, and I really appreciate you. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being part of this beautiful community. Emma's at her crochet club, so if we could all just say good morning, Emma's crochet girls. Good morning. Okay, so we're gonna go to Claire next, because Claire has Taylor. Hey girl. Oh, thanks, Taylor. Hi, Billy. we're going to go to Claire next. I'm not going to go up and down the comments, so you're going to have to kind of keep commenting if you want a card. 3 cards for anybody who's purchased a deck, 1 card for anybody who hasn't. And this isn't about selling a deck. This is just about bringing awareness that it's there to anybody who wishes to work with the energy of the dragons. Okay, so we're going to go to Claire. Good morning, crochet girls. Okay, Claire. That's funny. I'll tell you, tell you what, that's funny in a minute. Okay, I hear you. Very good. So Claire, your first card, talking about crochet girls, is Thread Weaver of Joy. This is actually Emma's card. Emma, it's in the chat, and she's at crochet right now. Don't tell me the dragons don't listen. That's so funny. So you have Thread Weaver of Joy, Silent Giant, and Bloom and Blossom. So Thread Weaver of Joy is about, you know, creative healing, really finding something that makes you happy, something that you can just sit in your joy with. Okay, so what again, it's kind of like a creative pursuit. So what have you maybe not been doing recently that you really enjoy doing, and can you make some time for it? Because you're also getting Silent Giant. Silent Giant is all about inner strength. It's about standing tall in the face of adversity, but not necessarily having a lot to say about it. It's having a reflection of cards. I wonder if that's any better. So there's maybe a lot going on round about you, Claire, just now, and you're just kind of keeping the peace. You're not necessarily shouting from the hills your opinion, because you understand that at this moment in time it's better to just keep your inner strength and hold your opinion to yourself, is what I'm feeling with this card. And then you have Bloom and Blossom. And this is a really cool card to get, obviously, with the energies that are coming in just now. Let's talk a little bit about that. Okay, so we've just hit eclipse season. Claire, I'm still in your reading, but I just want to let everybody know a little bit about the energetics. So we've had this kind of lull from December, right? And we're at the end of this year of the snake. We're shedding the stuff. We're shedding the stuff we don't want to take with us. We've hit the energy of this fire horse right now, today, but this fire horse energy is coming in eclipse season. And so what I'm feeling energetically is, because come March, we hit this limitless energy and we're just like, go, 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 go. Okay. We can do anything that we want to do. There is no limitation apart from the limitations that we put on ourselves. But right now, during this eclipse season, and it's from now till about the 2nd, the 3rd of March, there's like this corridor. So what I want you to do is I want you to imagine that you're walking down this corridor. And when you get to the end of the corridor in March, there's just this, you can just be anything, go anywhere, do anything. That's the energy that's at the end of this corridor. But as you're walking down this corridor just now for the next couple of weeks, there's an adjustment. And there are all these doors presenting. And it's up to you what doors you want to look behind, what you really want to be bringing into your life, what doors you want to be shutting, what doors you want to be opening. So this is kind of the energy that we've got coming down this corridor as we come into the end of this eclipse season in March. It's a very transformational time, and you know, energetically we want to really be aware of, have a huge awareness of what we're doing within this corridor, because it really sets the energy for as we come flying out the other end. So Claire, you have Bloom and Blossom, and this is about like healing presence. there's something healing for you right now. And it feels like it's kind of giving me a little bit of anxiety. When I think about it, it could actually be anxiety. It could be people. It could be like getting outside. And I don't know if are you being asked to kind of be more peoply in with, the people that maybe aren't of the same wavelength as you or something. Or maybe that's what you're being prepared. This corridor is maybe about preparing for that. But this is about you kind of nourishing yourself in order to really bloom at the end of this corridor. So this kind of anxiety about whatever it is that's coming, this is your opportunity to make peace with that and kind of turn it into a nervous excitement rather than a worry and anxiety. This energy that's coming in should be a nervous excitement about like what's to come rather than like, oh no, what's to come. You know the difference there. So I trust that resonates with you. You take always what resonates and leave the rest, beautiful Claire. Thank you for purchasing Dragon Soul Oracle. Let me know when you get it, what your experience is. These cards literally like vibrate in my hand. I can feel them vibrate. And our Emma has a deck as well, and her experience was just beautiful when it arrived. Because these aren't like manufactured and sent from a factory or a warehouse, they all come from here. I put so much care, love, time, and attention to sending every one of these decks out because I really want it to be an experience for people that receive it. So yeah, just know that if you are pulled to buy a deck of these cards, it really should be a full experience. You're not just buying it from Amazon and getting sent to you. Oh, Taylor Fox. So when you want a card, you need to let me know if you've bought a deck or not. Taylor, you have a deck on order. You can absolutely have 3 cards if you want them. Taylor, got 1 or 3? Let me know. Everybody who's been here, thank you so much. Okay. You doesn't tell me. Don't tempt you a good time. Okay. I won't tempt you. Let's just do it. We'll just have the good time. Let's just do it. Let's just do it, Taylor. Taylor Dragons. What do we have for Taylor? Oh, that's so funny. Oh. Ooh, slidey. Oh, beautiful cards. Taylor has her own card. You tell the dragons are here. Can you tell that they're listening? They're paying attention. This is Taylor's Dragon Soul card. It is Radiant Grace. Camera's not picking up. I don't know if it's Zoom or not picking up these cards very well. Yeah, you have a Radiant Grace. You have Heart Healing, Taylor. And you have Loving Presence. So let's go through them all. Yeah, your card. So let's go through them all individually and just see what we're picking up here. So your card. So this is a reminder to remind yourself of who you are. You're so much more than the limitations that you maybe put on yourself sometimes. Radiant Grace is all about that being comfortable with self. What this card feels like for you is, again, there's a lot of kind of self-criticism perhaps been going on within the head. I think this has been happening quite a lot with most people. And so I feel like there's a part of you that just wants to soothe that now. There's like this self-soothing coming in with the energy of this card. And if you can't remember who you are, then look to Frank, okay? Because when you look at Frank, Frank will reflect everything that you see in Frank is what you are. Okay. So when you forget, you have days maybe that you're a little bit lost, or you're not sure where you're going. If you look to Frank, you'll see that reflection of who you are within him, which is beautiful. Heart healing is all about, your heart can break and you can have all these cracks in it, but the gold that is weaved through this heart, you see it, okay? The gold is weaved through this heart is, it doesn't break. It becomes something new, something better, something more beautiful. And that heart energy is a reflection of you and who you are. So you're going through this healing of yourself and realizing that, the heartache didn't have to define you. You define yourself. You own your heart. And loving presence is let your softness be your strength. And you're giving your guide. Taylor, you are just one of the most beautiful souls I've ever met in my life. And you are so gentle and loving and kind and beautiful. And this isn't a weakness. This card is reminding you that this isn't a weakness. This is an absolute strength. It's part of who you are. It's part of your beauty. And it's maybe time really just to step up and own that. Okay. So there you go. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Beautiful sister, I love you. Andrea, one card. Good morning, Yanuka. Yeah, so Yanuka, DragonSoul Oracle has been launched 10 o'clock this morning, just as you're waking up. And because you have ordered a deck, you can absolutely have 3 cards, but we're going to Andrea first. Thank you. Do you know what? They are beautiful cards, and I'm going to say that because I love working with them. So in my Patreon, we do like an energy read and one-on-one dragon messages every month. And at one point, the dragons were like, yeah, like to do these one-on-one dragon messages, you're not allowed to use anybody else's cards anymore. We want you to make a deck. And that's where it all started. You bought a deck. Andrea in Australia. Is it our Andrea? Andrea. Andrea. Our Andrea. Mirzayab, hello, Andrea. Different pictures, different names, different places. Always get confused. Of course, darling. 3 cards are yours. Let's go. I know you did, Yanuka. There's only one Yanuka. I've never seen another Yanuka. I've actually never known anybody else called Yanuka. Woo! For Andrea. Interesting. The cards are very similar themes. I do feel this is the kind of theme for this eclipse corridor that we are in. Nice. Okay, beautiful Andrea. Here are your 3 cards. You are getting Threadweaver of Joy. Second time this card has come out in this position, Andrea. Good day, mate. If you said that, I would have known who you were. Okay, so we've got that. And then we have Silent Sentinel. This is a kind of watcher energy card. Again, similar to Silent Giant, but similar energy. And Guardian Wisdom. So, what's coming through with these cards? Again, Threadweaver of Joy for yourself is finding more joy in your life. Things maybe got a little bit heavy around about you. Is there a lot of kind of responsibility is a word that's coming into my head. And there's perhaps been a weight of responsibility and maybe not so much play there. So the message from the dragons in this now moment, Andrea, is to play, whether that's putting on a song and dancing daft around your kitchen or anywhere. It doesn't have to be a kitchen. And that's just where I do it, clearly. With my disco ball, my karaoke machine, because you know, why not? Yeah, so this is about find that thing that's bringing you joy. And I want to really suggest, this is probably nighttime for you, isn't it? But perhaps suggest maybe first thing tomorrow, wake up and do something that brings joy. Kind of start your day with the vibration of that, and perhaps it will kind of lift this weight of responsibility that's been there. So Silent Sentinel is also kind of showing me this kind of reflection of this responsibility. So this is showing that you've been an anchor. You've been an anchor for a lot of people roundabout. You've kind of been holding the field, I suppose we could say. You have really been keeping you know, the people roundabout you steady. The term steadfast is coming into me. So you've been that steadfast anchor for a lot of people, and that is beautiful. But this card is coming in to maybe suggest that rather than being as involved as that anchor, maybe just kind of be the witness of that anchor, kind of watch more than doing, I suppose. Guardian Wisdom is about resilience, but in this case, it's kind of coming in as a leadership card for you, Andrea. There's a role that perhaps you're maybe already in, but maybe hasn't been like too loud or too predominant. You're going to be asked, I don't like going in the future, but this is about sharing your wisdom. Okay, you have a lot of wisdom that perhaps you have been keeping in the background, and this is suggesting that you step out from the background with regards to your wisdom and start sharing it a little more, is what you're being called to do. I trust, Andrea, darling, that you take from that what resonates, and of course leave the rest. Yanuka. 3 cards for our Yanuka. Joe! No, you're not too late. You've also bought a deck of cards, so you can have 3 cards. Absolutely, Joe. But we're going to go to Yanuka first. Can I ask you all, please, just to hit a wee like in the live, please? It would be nice to get the algorithm kicked up a little bit. I'm sure these cards want to go to people that perhaps haven't even had anything to do, you know, maybe new people coming in, for example. Interesting, a lot of these cards are repeating. Okay, Yanuka. Oh, I love you, Andrea. Thank you for being here. Okay, again, we've got some repeating cards here, which is really interesting. So the first card you're getting, Yanuka, is Silent Giant. I do prefer the bigger cards actually for doing this, because you can see them a lot better. Bloom and Blossom. And Feathered Flame, which represents the Name the dragons for me. Where have they gone? They've gone right in my head. Phoenix. The Phoenix dragons. Thank you for liking and sharing, Yanuka. Appreciate that. And but it feels called to do so. I never usually ask these things. Nobody has to do anything. You can do whatever you want. But helps get this out there, this energy out there. It's very important. Okay, Yanuka. So Silent Giant, this is about this is showing kind of all the strength that you've had, and it feels like there's this inner like change happening with you, whereas before perhaps you would have been quite vocal about belief systems, for example. There's something shifting within you that feels like actually maybe I don't have to have these outward opinions so much anymore. And maybe it's enough to, if people already know my opinion, maybe it's enough just to be silent, actually. Maybe my silence is going to speak much louder than my words could. Because Bloom and Blossom is coming in and showing that you're a healing presence. So if you're in any kind of conflict situation, for example, and there's maybe a debate, shall we say, perking up, by you perhaps just sitting there in the frequency of compassion and understanding, rather than kind of the righteousness of, well, but this is the truth. If you can hold the frequency of compassion by listening to other people's opinions, and just understanding that it's just their opinion, it doesn't actually have to mean anything, and be in the silence with that, is actually shifting a lot more than it would be if you had been opinionated, for example. Because the feathered flame that's coming in is burning down a lot of ways that you used to do things, conduct yourself, for example, because you do have this big shift happening within you. So you're starting to do things differently, see things differently, and kind of old versions are really burning down as this phoenix comes in, which is the same, very, very similar to this kind of fire horse energy. So burning down the old, getting ready for the beautiful limitless energy. Let's go, Yanuka. Thank you. Joe, 3 cards for you. Anybody else is in here that maybe if you haven't bought a deck, you can still have 1 card. Joe, thanks, Taylor. Joe, you're making decisions just now, Joe. Making decisions, Joe. Do I go there? Do I go there? What am I doing? Beautiful. Okay, Joe, we have activating higher wisdom. So whatever decisions you're making, whatever choices you're making, can only take you on what we would call, I suppose, the higher timeline. This more higher way of being. You also have sovereign light, which reflects a sunflower dragon. And you have stone keeper. So what I'm really pulled to within this is the sun. And what I'm seeing with this card for you is like, remember, there's new opportunities every day. Like there's a new card every day. Thanks, Taylor. There is a new opportunity for you every day. So even if you've had these choices and you feel you've made a wrong choice, not that I believe you can ever make a wrong choice, by the way, but if you feel that you've made a wrong choice, well, guess what? Like the sun goes down, it comes up the next day, and it's a brand new opportunity to make new choices. So even if you feel like you've taken the wrong path, or you've made a wrong choice, or you're doing, you know, whatever that is going on with you, Joe, every day's a new day. Just change it. Just make a different choice. Easy. It doesn't have to be difficult. And because sovereign light's coming in as well, again, this is a reflection of the sun, okay? The energy of the sun. So this is echoing the energy of this, but this is also about you standing as the sun, okay? You being the sun. You are that which provides light, which provides love, which provides everything that's needed, because without the sun we wouldn't survive. So you can, I thank you. So what I'm hearing is you can and will provide for yourself. Okay. If there's some kind of fear there, Joe, about, I don't know whether is it a work decision? Are you thinking about doing something in regards to money? You know, will it be enough? Will I make money? Will I blah, blah. If the decision is round about something financially, like this card is reminding you how sovereign you are and how you can absolutely always, you'll always be provided for. Always, 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 always. Okay. So this is kind of about just trusting yourself to make those decisions. Listen to your inner voice. Because you're getting Stone Keeper, and this is gather wisdom, find stability, and appreciate life's small treasures. So again, there's something about the choices that you're making that you feel that maybe you won't be stable. So perhaps there, you know, maybe if you've done something for a long time and you actually want to jump into a different career, or you want to do something different, you feel that maybe there isn't stability there because it's something that you've always been used to. Trustful that, Joe, you know, you really have to trustful that you are held and loved, and you're always going to be stable. You know, this energy that we're moving into, this limitless energy, you can't go wrong, you know, and it's only you that is putting limits on yourself. Take what resonates, leave the rest, Joe. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the co-creation of this card deck as well. My Taylor pinned, yeah, there we go. Super soft. Your card is coming up. If I know you as something else, can you let me know who you are? Because different names, different places, different pictures, I could get confused, you know. One card, please. Well, you got two, but I can't argue with a dragon. Super soft, you are getting Weaving Destiny and Realm Dancer, and these cards are very connected. Okay. They're very, very, very connected. This is about you weaving your own destiny. Okay. You weave your own destiny. So again, if there's something coming in for you about choices, about doing something different, if you're thinking about changing something within your life, you're the one that's weaving it. So, you know, it can be as successful or as unsuccessful as you make it. A realm dancer is also coming in to remind you to, when you're making these changes and you're making these choices, dance with them. You know, life is a dance. It's happiness. It's moving in and out. If you're making choices and they're different choices, make sure you're doing it out of a place of joy and happiness. Okay. Make sure you're not doing it out of a place of survival. You're going to want to do it out of a place of, is this going to make me happier? Is this going to bring me more joy? Because when we choose these options, they are the ones that are going to be very successful, because when you do what you love, you can't go wrong. You know? So you're weaving your own destiny, sweetheart. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Thank you for being here. So I've been at mom and dad's house since I was born. It's falling down. Oh, and I know I should move out. You're spot on. Thank you so much for your time. You've got this, Joe. You got this. I love you too. Thank you for being here. Neon. Neon? Am I pronouncing that properly? You know me with names and words and stuff. A beautiful message, super soft. Thank you for being here. Neon, are you still here? Neon? Neon? Yeah, there you are. Is it Neon? Neon Keblasma. Neon Keblasma. Ooh. These cards are, they're shiny, they're slidey. Neon, you are getting the loving presence card. Nienke. Nienke. Nienke, that's beautiful. Loving presence. Okay, so what is, again, there's a lot of critical thinking going on here. There's a lot of like, this is about loving yourself in the moment. Okay. Is it something that have you done something like recently that you're like beating yourself up about? It could be something like really small as to, I do this. I used to do this all the time. I maybe don't do it so much now, but I'll be having a conversation with somebody and I'll walk away and I'm like, oh, should I say that? Because I'm overthinking how they've taken what I've said, when actually I don't really know. I don't really know how they've taken it. And it's none of my business, right? You love my accent. Thank you. So there's something that you're kind of going over and over, or you're beating yourself up about, or you wish that you'd done something differently, or you'd said something differently. This is about loving yourself in this moment and knowing that everything is perfect. Okay. Everything's perfect. We can say something to somebody, we can then beat ourselves up about it, but actually that might change that person's life. You don't know. And this is about the hurty feeling things, Oh, you hurt my feelings. I like getting my feelings hurt because it makes me deep dive. Why are my feelings hurt? Why am I having that reaction? Why is that triggering me? What can I heal within myself? Okay. So if this is a conflict or something's happened, you've said something, they're maybe a little bit off with you, or there's been a little bit of a falling out or something. This isn't about you beating yourself up about it. This is about you trusting that person heard what they needed to hear in order to change their life. I realized quite recently that I'm the person that will tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. That's who I am, and I've become at peace with that, because I never say anything in malice or say anything to hurt anybody intentionally. And if people take what I say offensively, or I hurt their feelings, or it's not my problem, because it wasn't my intent. But I do have to trust that they can learn something from that, they can grow from that, or they can come and have a conversation with me, So, hi, April, Sal. Oh, it's so good to see you. Haven't seen you for ages. So Nienke, that is your card for the day. Take what resonates. and leave the rest. Thank you for being here. Paula, yeah, how you doing? So good to see so many names here that I haven't seen for such a long time. Welcome on in. So, for those of you just joining us, this is DragonSoul Oracle release day. They are available over on the website. There's only 250 in print. They're absolutely limited edition. The energy they hold is just phenomenal. There's so much transformation. Working these cards with yourself. There is a part in the book that suggests that to work with these cards, you begin, take them on every day and maybe journal them with it to get the energy from the deck. There's so much transformation can be had just by pulling one of these cards a day and journaling with it. It doesn't have to be that you're, reading the now moment for other people or working with other people. These cards can be really transformational for self. Right, let's get our card for Billy. Victoria, greeting. Thanks for being here. Oh, do you know what, Yaya? What a beautiful thing to say. Thank you for staying true to yourself. Thank you for noticing that. People come and go. I know that I do challenge belief systems within myself, which means when I share it can challenge other people's belief systems. But I think it's good to have our belief systems challenged because then we figure out what we really believe and what is really real for us, right? Thank you, Zal. I'm not quite ready to go home yet, though. Zal, this is interesting. I'm not sure why you're saying that or what you're picking up on, but sorry, Billy. I know I've started yapping every time I went to pull your card. Thank you for your patience. I just want to share this with people that maybe don't know. So, 4 years ago, I had 4 years in June. I had an experience where I was going outside, I was meditating, my feet were in the ground, and basically I kind of saw my own death. I thought I was going to die. And I came in, I collapsed, like I was a right mess. And I really, really thought that my time was up. I really thought my time was up. And I made peace with my reality. And actually, there was only one person within my reality that I really had to make peace with. And I did that to the best of my ability. What that experience taught me was to find peace within death, right? Now, when I looked, so in my Patreon, I do a read for the year, at the beginning of the year, the energetics for the year. And I can't go by June. I can't read by June energetically at the present moment. And the reason for that is that I'm being shown that there's a unity point coming up in June, which basically gives everybody the opportunity to, how do I explain this? All these kind of choice points that we've had, people call them timeline shifts, maybe. They used to start out and we all used to jump together. And then what happened was they would open up. And depending on, the choices people made, they would go through the gate or not. We're still all existing in the same place. But what's happening come June is, even though we've maybe jumped through 20 gates and there are people still at gate 1, June, they're getting an opportunity to get through them all. But it really depends on what happens between March and June. Now, I do know there are a lot of people, Zach, that are having this experience that they feel they're going to die or that they're going to go home. And so it's interesting to me that you've shared get ready to go home in the chat. And maybe that is, I don't know. I don't know. Only God knows, right? But for me, what's presenting is the death of the old. That's came with the shedding of the snake, right? So the cycle has been complete there if we've allowed all our skin to shed. And we have this corridor now in this eclipse where we jump into this energy in March, this limitless energy. And, you know, maybe people are experiencing what I experienced 4 years ago in order to make peace with their reality, because it shifts everything. I'm not speaking for you. It's just because you put that comment there, it has allowed me to kind of share that with everybody. So always take what resonates and leave the rest. You know, it's like, who knows? But I'm just sharing my experience. The ships arrived, Mark. Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's what happens for me. I came here to learn to live as a conscious human, for my soul, my spirit, and my human to not be separate, to be at peace with being a human being, and having access to limitless energy, to the magic, to the manifestation, whatever you want to, whatever words you want to call. So Zal, I haven't been in a 3D compression for a very long time. I don't know if you've seen any of my videos that I've been doing over the past couple of years. I don't really buy into the 3D, 5D thing anymore. I believe we have access to much higher frequencies in a fifth dimensional. I believe that's a little bit of a trap. But that's just my personal opinion of where I am. I shifted out of that a very, very long time ago. And I'm sure, Zal, that you have shifted out of that a long time ago as well. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to Billy's card. All just opinions. And as my husband says, opinions are like dogs' arseholes. Not just dogs' arseholes, arseholes in general. Everybody has one. You know, whatever anybody's experiencing in this moment, whatever they believe for them is absolutely true for them. So I'm not here to tell anybody that they are right or wrong. Everybody's experience is perfect. Everything's perfect. Right, Billy, we're gonna get to your card. Sorry for the delay, darling. Ooh. Beautiful card, Billy. You're getting the card of patient heart. You may have experienced this feeling for a long time of I'm waiting. When's it going to happen? My God, I'm waiting. I've been waiting patiently here. Like I've been waiting patiently here. I'm waiting for this thing to change. I'm waiting for this thing to shift. But like what we're talking about there, right? This is showing you the reflection of that patience. Okay. And being taught patience, or going through the lesson, or the initiation of patience has been important for you as a soul, but also as a human being, and being the conscious human. Okay. Part of your plan here was to learn this deep level of patience. And so this is why perhaps you have felt, I'm waiting for something to happen. Okay. As I say, we're stepping into this limitless energy. So if you can just accept where you are, if you can accept where you are as exactly where you need to be, it will set you in such good stead for the energy that is going to hit us in March. So take what resonates, leave the rest, Billy. Thank you for your patience and listen to all my digressions. Limitless. That's why I changed the name of the channel again. Changed it again. Let's go limitless, because what are we here for? You know? We're here for limitless. Let's do it. You feel the shift, Victoria. Good. Victoria, born with divine gifts. It can be a curse or a blessing. I've certainly felt that. Victoria. Certainly felt that. You know, when you're at a stage where you know people better than they do, it can be quite difficult. I get it. Surviving the apocalypse. Oh, God. You certainly are. And we're going to move to thriving through it next. Are you up for it? What a great tagline. What a great handle. That's perfect. I'm absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much for asking. How are you? Where are we going next? So, for those of you who have joined, today I am releasing DragonSoul Oracle. Is available on my website, which is pinned up at the top. The comments, there's only 250 being printed. They are limited editions. Anybody who has purchased a deck can have 3 cards. Anybody who hasn't can have 1. So if anybody would like a card, let me know if you've purchased a deck or not. And if you would like a card, Paula, yeah. Card for Paula. Ooh, hello. Nice. I like this card, Paula. Astral plumage. Beautiful peacock dragon. See all the eyes on this dragon. It's not really, I don't know why it's not picking that up. I don't know if it's because it's on Zoom. This is kind of the eyes of the universe watching you, but also you are the eyes of the universe watching yourself. I would like you to see yourself. You ever seen a peacock strutting? Like they walk about and they're just like, check me out. I am friggin' beautiful. I'd like you to own that. I'd like you to own that, the energy of that peacock strut. Not in an egotistical way, but just in a knowing thyself way. There has been a build up to this kind of point in time for you, and there's maybe been a lot of times, throughout your life whereby you have felt anything but this. Okay, there's maybe been other people who have used words, terms, actions that have tried to, pin you down or make you feel less than or not beautiful or whatever this is. This is about knowing better. This is about knowing yourself, knowing your beauty, and seeing yourself as you are the universe. And if you look up to the night sky and you can see the beauty in that, then why can't you see the true beauty within yourself? Take what resonates, leave the rest, as always. Thank you, Yanuka. It's a beautiful co-creation deck. It's powerful. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. April, you've purchased a deck so you can have 3 cards. You can have 3 cards. Billy, my children reflect that to me also. I've been having these thoughts late. Thank you so much. You're very welcome, Billy. Always, 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 always. Okay, April. April. Really interesting how cards repeat. 55 cards in that deck. 55. There could have been a different card out for every reading. Beautiful, April. You are getting Silent Sentinel. Your first card, Titan's Embrace. What's your second card? And Guardian Wisdom as your third card. I'm casting, I've got hairs going everywhere. Okay, Silent Sentinel for April. Again, the word steadfast. So there's something about you sitting. It was really interesting because when I first started shuffling the cards, I don't know if you noticed, but I had to adjust how I was sitting. Like I kind of had to just straighten up and get my shoulders back. I'm not sure if you've pulled yourself down a little bit, even if you're aware of doing that. If there's a situation around you at present where you're maybe shrinking yourself a little bit, you may pull yourself back a little bit, you're maybe your shoulders are maybe rounding a little bit. If you haven't been aware of this, maybe be aware of this. If there are situations arising round about you. This is kind of about just like, keeping your head up, your shoulders back, and just sitting in that place of knowing rather than reaction or making yourself smaller. Because Titan's embrace is all about kind of holding space. So if there have been things that kicking off around about you, I mean, not necessarily in a big way, but whether it's been like, niggles or other people falling out round about you, this is about just holding space for them and not necessarily getting involved in the dispute, rather just kind of monitoring it and allowing yourself not to pick sides, for example. Because you're also getting guardian wisdom, and this is about leadership. So if you can do this and you can show other people, then they can learn that they can do it too. Perhaps they don't have to react. Perhaps they don't have to always have the last word, for example. Maybe they can just really listen to what the other person's saying without having that reaction to constantly, interrupt, for example, if somebody's trying to get their point across. So by you being the silent sentinel and holding space and being that anchor, it shows the way for other people to make different choices. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Beautiful. Oh, good night, Taylor. Thanks for being here. I love you. Love to you too, Zal. Victoria. Yes, Billy, you go get some sleep too. Thank you. Thank you for being here. You're very welcome, Yaya, Paula. You're very welcome. Victoria Edwards. One card for Victoria Edwards, please. If I can ask you all to like, share, do the things, get the energy of these cards out, please. Oh, really, April? That was the entire weekend with your husband, and by the end of it was beautiful. Thank you for the confirmation. Very good, April. Been an intense time, people, huh? Yeah. This corridor is really allowing for more shifts and stuff as well. Everything's happening for us, nothing's happening to us. All just beautiful opportunity. Okay, Victoria. Victoria. Oh, that's very clear. You've been feeling a warmness at the back of your heart space, Victoria. And maybe a little bit of discomfort in your back also. You are getting Sacred Hearth. There may be times whereby you have felt the fire of your heart going to hot coals, perhaps. Dimming, maybe through disappointment, through if you were honest with yourself, having expectations of other people about how they should love you, how they should treat you, and how they should be. And there has been disappointment in life with regards to, because listen, I do this, Victoria, right? So, well, I did this. I probably still do it sometimes, but I became aware of how much I did this. So I didn't realize that everybody wasn't like me. I didn't realize that people didn't see the world the way I saw it, or people the way I saw it. So when somebody treated me in a certain way, I expected them to react the way I would, which is really silly when you think about it. So I was then teaching myself to teach myself it's none of my business how other people react. Okay. And when we have expectations, it really can set us up for a heartache sometimes, or a fall, or disappointment. Disappointment's really coming in here. There's been some feeling of disappointment within yourself. I really want you to know that, you know, nothing needs to dim that fire within your heart, because it's yours. So that fire should always be stoked. It should always be lit. It should always, if you can fill your heart with yourself rather than people outside of you, then you will lose any kind of disappointment that you have about other people. This is about loving yourself fully for all that you are. Because when you love yourself fully for all you are, you will love other people fully for who and what they are, regardless of their actions or their words. So get that fire of your heart stoked up again, Victoria. Okay. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But anybody else? Anybody else that would like a card from DragonSoul? I'm going to come back in tonight, I think, some point. Maybe about 6 o'clock. Give people from all over an opportunity. You took back your energy, also prayers and meditation. Thank you. You're very welcome. It's hard, you know, like I can feel it like weighing on your chest. Hurt, you know, for other people's actions. Truth is, most of them don't even hello, Ruth. The truth is that most people don't even really know that they're doing it. And because most people aren't really able to communicate, you know, communication really is the key, you know, and that's why I say everybody around me, like, you know, you need to let me know if I've hurt you, or I've said something, or I've done something to upset you or hurt you, because I would never do it intentionally. So if I don't know that I've done it, I'm never going to know, and then I won't be able to change that about myself, you know. We're going to go Ruth first. So for anybody who's joined, welcome to the release of DragonSoul Oracle. This is our very own dragon deck. The dragons wanted a deck of their own, and today it has been released. There's only 250 been printed. It's a limited edition. There is so much love, energy, patience, care and attention being put into these, and they literally vibrate in my hands. They're very good to work on for self, pulling a card every day, to really light that dragon energy from within, journaling on it. And these cards aren't used for predicting the future or for reading for other people. They are very much about reading the energy of the now moment. So there is so much growth can be taken if every morning you work with the energy of these cards and really pull in, you know, what beautiful opportunity is there for you in the energetic of the day. We're going to go to Ruth. Thanks, Jazella. Hi. Chin. Hi. PB. Oh, thanks, PB. You know, I love that the dragons get a voice too. was interesting because years ago during my awakening, 2017, 9 years it'll be in October. Holy moly. I always heard that I was going to be a voice for the dragons, and I never really understood what that meant. I don't suppose I really believed it. Right, Ruth. But here we are. Here we are 9 years later. Thank you for that comment. If I can ask you all to share if it feels right for you, the energy of these cards I want to get out there. This isn't about selling a deck. This is about the energy of these cards going to the rightful owners. Card for the now moment for Ruth, please, and thank you. Nice, Ruth. Okay, so you are getting the activating higher wisdom. This card is all about a shift in your perspective. It is about new and higher ways of being. I don't like to compare lower, higher, right from wrong, but this is an elevation of self. This is confirmation of growth. This card is about change in who and what you are, and being able to see yourself in the most empowering of lights. Beautiful card to have. Take what resonates, leave the rest, Ruth. So anybody who is new in, if you have bought a deck, let me know. You can have 3 cards. If you are just in for a reading, you can also have that, and you can have 1 card. You're very welcome, beautiful Ruth. Dean. David. I'm not answering questions like that, David. These cards aren't about taking your empowerment or your choices away. These cards are all about reading the energy of this very moment. I believe that you are absolutely in charge of your destiny, and I would never want to disempower you by answering a question that really is not within my realm of knowing the answer, and nor is it anybody's. So you can go to 1,000,000 readers and they'll tell you yes, they'll tell you no, they'll tell you whatever. I refuse to do that because I believe that you are in control of your life. Sheen, is that where we were? PB would like a card also. Thank you, April. Allison McClung. Okay, we'll get through them. We'll get through them. But who are we doing? I've lost Jazella. We can do a group card at the end, absolutely. Yanuka. Cheyenne. Oh, I'm so bad with names. Forgive me. Woo! Jazella, this is a cool card. So you're getting galactic rebirth. There is a big change, a big shift happening for you, Jazella. There is this kind of, death and rebirth of self, of all that's round about. The energies that have been coming have all been about this, the shedding of the snake skin, for example. But this isn't just any kind of rebirth. This is a huge rebirth, okay? This is the rebirth that you have been awaiting. This is the rebirth and the change that you've been asking for. And a mass amount of opportunity presenting for you. I just want to say with this card, and just what I'm feeling for you in particular, is there may be opportunities present for you and you straight away want to say no. And all I want to make you aware of is that maybe not to react to, because what version of you is reacting? Is it an old version that really shouldn't exist anymore? Are you reacting out of fear? Are you reacting out of unknown? Are you, where are you reacting from? Is it your inner voice? Is it your intuition? So when opportunities present, which they will, please take time, sleep on it. That initial reaction doesn't always come from intuition. It can come from past experiences or fear. So, and I'm talking about everybody here when it comes to that. Sometimes there's this, our initial reaction that we have to things, intuition. I don't believe it's always the case. Trauma can cause us to have certain really knee-jerk reactions. So there's opportunities presenting for you, and I would just like you to use the wisdom and all that you have been working towards to not have that initial reaction, but instead to at least sleep on it. You're very welcome. Thank you for being here. Please give the stream a like, share if it resonates with you. Let's get the energy of these cards out. They're so powerful. We were going to PB next. You still here, PB? Take a little drink. PB, calling PB. Are you here? There's a little bit of a delay on this. Okay, I'm moving on to Allison McClung. Are you still here? No point in reading for people that aren't here. Oh, PB is here. Okay, let's go. Let's go, PB. Personal best. Does that stand for personal best? Oh, very clear. Nice. PB. Thank you, April. You're getting ether voice. And this is interesting because as I've pulled this card, I'm feeling like I'm finding it hard to talk. Like my vocal cords are almost closing over. This is really random. What I'm about to say here is so random. Okay, so please, please forgive me. But anybody who wants to join in this very random and strange event, please do so now. Okay, so I want you everybody here, just to focus on your throat, okay? Swallow. Is it hard to swallow? Is it easy? What does it feel like? Now I want you to squeeze your bum hole. That's right, I said it. Squeeze your bum hole. You might have to make a face like this. And then relax. And now feel your throat. Apparently, our bum holes are directly connected to our throat. Have I not done Sheen? Somebody will let me know. And when we're holding tension, okay, a lot of us don't know that we're really squeezing. We're squeezing our bum holes. This is a sign for everybody just to relax. When you relax that part of you, you're going to relax all of you at the same time. Random, I know. Anyway, so with this ether voice, what is it you haven't been conveying within your life? What is it you've been afraid to say? This could even be something that you're afraid to say out loud to yourself because it makes it real. Because it makes it real. It's already real. Newsflash, it's already real, okay? So saying it out loud can only help the situation. Listen, sometimes a lot of these feelings that we have, these emotions, these experiences, they just want to be acknowledged. So whatever it is you're holding in and holding the bum hole tight, or holding it in less. It's not helping. It's not doing you any good. Okay. I can't let things go. I've spoke about this in here before. I find it very hard just to be like, oh, let it go, let it go. Let it go where? Where does it go? But recently I've realized to let things be. I can let things be as they are, but I can't let them go. Maybe this will help you, maybe it won't. Whatever this is that you're holding in, PB, okay? If you can't speak it out loud, even if it's to a trusted friend, okay? Do you have a ride or die that you can talk to? Do you have a ride or die that you can talk this out with? Mark, what do you mean? If you feel that you can't talk about it to anybody, write it down, burn it, whatever you've got to do, whatever this is you're compressing and you're holding in, it's time to, it's really time to let it be, okay? But it needs acknowledged in some shape or form. Because this is, okay, so we're all going to unclench your bum holes. PB, I hope that helps. Take what resonates, leave the rest. Right. Did I give Sheen? Did I do Sheen? Allison McClung didn't turn up, no? Oh, there you are. Yeah, you'll find that. Well, because here's the thing with their overall energetics. My path here has always been energy. So I believe there are certain energies that present at certain times to allow us as, I don't like the term collective, but I'm going to use it because I don't know what other term to use, to allow us to shift and to move and to grow and ascend, whatever you want to use it. Thank you, April. Thank you for keeping me right. Appreciate you. And so when we're doing these cards, this is why we'll find that certain cards kind of keep coming out as well, because there is an overtone of the general energy that's presenting for us all as conscious human beings to grow. So but let's go. Yeah, and absolutely these things that, when these messages are coming in, you take anything that resonates with you, it's not necessarily just for the person that we're reading for. Mark, are you laughing at the bumhole talk? This was, hi, Jean. I'm going to pull that again because I think I got a little bit confused. Right, Allison. Look, truth cards coming out. Okay, Allison, you are getting organic truth. Okay. This could bring us in a whole discussion here. Okay. Organic truth. How many truths are out there, and are any wrong? The way I explain this is, imagine there has been a bar brawl, right? And the police come in and they are interviewing everybody about what they've seen and what they've experienced. Now, everybody is going to have seen and experienced something different. Does that mean that somebody's wrong? Not if they're telling their own truth, right? But what is the organic truth? The organic truth is that there was a bar brawl, that it happened. Okay, so this card coming through for you, Allison, is showing me that there are layers of this onion being peeled. And it could be like you've been shifting belief systems really quick, or opinions, or maybe, for example, something that you really, really strongly believed in has really quickly shifted, and perhaps you are navigating the fact that you were so maybe invested in this one thing and you just don't want to invest in it anymore, and that can take a lot of courage. So there is this organic truth, these layers stripping back. And I've done this without my journeying here, this is why the name of my channel keeps changing so much, because as I'm evolving and I'm growing and I'm changing, everything round about me has to grow and change too. I don't want things to stay the same, you know. But there are, like, I used to believe in 3D to 5D. I used to believe we were shifting from 3D Earth to 5D Earth. I was quite highly invested in that. And then I realized, hold on a minute, that's not, that's just something that somebody else has said. And actually that is keeping me really limited, because I'm all the things. I'm every dimension. I'm connected to God, source, whatever you want to call it. So there's part of me in every single one of these spaces. And why can't I access that now? Of course I can. But when I've been on here preaching one thing, a lot of people find it hard to go, actually, I don't believe that anymore, because there's almost like this pride comes in. Oh, but this is, so what if my beliefs change? So what if my opinions change? That's growth, right? So anyway, this is what's coming forth for you, Allison, is this. You're maybe struggling's maybe a strong word, but I can adjusting maybe to changes of belief systems, of ways of being. But what I want to say to you is, a lot of perhaps of what you did believe was maybe other people's experience. And what you're doing is you're getting closer to just your own experience, which is your own organic truth. April's keeping me right. So we're going to cheat. Oh, come on. Tiger Dragon in the chat. Lovely to see you. For anybody who is joining in, this is the launch of DragonSoul Oracle. This is an Oracle deck that was put together because the dragons wanted their own deck. And then, I started creating Oracle cards for people within the community, anybody who wanted one, and it sprung this deck. And here it is today in real life. And if it's calling you, you can find it on my website that's pinned in the chat. Okay, so thank you for keeping me right, April. We are going to Cheyenne. Thank you for keeping me right. Cheyenne. Oh, so April, you're so good. So good. So good. Okay, Cheyenne. That's why we didn't do your card, because I pronounced your name wrong, which I'm very good at. I really excel. I excel in pronouncing names and things wrong. Tracy B with an E. Hi. Keep me right. It's what tell me. Tell me off in the chat. Keep me right. Keep me right. Allison says, this is perfect, exactly what I've been feeling. People I used to admire, can't watch on YouTube now. Learning to trust myself has been difficult. Oh, all that, Allison. All that, sweetheart. Feel it with you. I really do. Love that. Okay, Cheyenne. One card for Cheyenne. Oh, same card appearance. See? Cheyenne, you're also getting this activating higher wisdom, which just happens to be Tracy B came in the chat, and this is her DragonSoul Oracle card, the representation of her. So we're activating this higher wisdom. What does this mean in relation to you? Okay, so there's an elevation. You've maybe been feeling this energetically, like in your head. It's almost like you're being pulled up. You are becoming bigger, and by bigger, I mean energetically bigger. You're taking up more room. You are growing in your space. You are growing in confidence. You are growing in who you are. You're growing in how you show yourself to the world, without worrying or concerning yourself with other people's opinions, which is something that maybe wasn't who you were prior. So there's this big change and this big shift within your reality of who you are. And I can just see it like these big clown shoes. It's like you're stepping into these big clown shoes, you're stepping into bigger, not meaning that you're a clown, they're just bigger shoes. You're stepping into these bigger shoes, more embodying more of all that you are. So that's beautiful. Thank you for being here, Cheyenne. David, are you still here? Thanks, April. If you don't subscribe already, subscribe to the channel, give it a like, share if it resonates with you. The dragons want to get these cards into the hands of those who are called to work with their energy. Very transformational energy. David, are you here? I'm not going to answer your question, but I'll certainly read a card in the moment for you, but you need to let me know you're here. Gosh, is that the time? Okay, so that's the last cards I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing David, Valerie, and then Jean, and then Tiger. Oh, yeah. I mean, the dragons know. The dragons are energy. Like, some people have so much bad. The dragons get a bad rep, but they are the embodiment of energy. We're just at the end of a 13, 14 month program working with the dragon within. And every month these dragons have led us into working with the energetics of the month to really hold us and help us grow. I can't make this stuff up, you know. Energy doesn't lie. So I don't think David's still here. So I'm gonna go Valerie. Jean, you can have 3 cards because you have purchased a deck. So, Valerie, are you still here? Maybe David went to find somebody who would answer his question, and that's perfect. Perfect too. Most readers do that. Most people that read will answer questions and tell people their future, but I won't disempower. I refuse. Valerie, Jean, and Tiger. Okay, any of you here? Anybody out there? And that will be Tiger Dragon. That'll be the last. That will be the last for just now. I'm gonna come on later tonight. We'll come on about 6-ish. Yeah. Okay, Jean. So Jean's let me know she's here. So Jean's gonna get 3 cards because she has purchased a deck. Jean is also part of the deck. Isn't that cool? I know this one's just been released, but going to be doing an Elven Soul Oracle and being given people the opportunity to be in that deck. But let me just get these out first. Oh, Tiger's here too. Okay, I'm going to do Jean and then we'll do Tiger. Okay? Tiger Dragon. Jean. Oh, you just can't make this shop. But why would you want to? Why would you want to? Oh, crazy. You pulled your own card. Jean, you have Autumn Song, which is Jean's card. This is her representation of her dragon soul. I love that. And this is really interesting because these cards have also come out before. Self-compassion and activating higher wisdom. So you are going through a process of renewal, Jean. You're shedding those leaves like the trees in the winter, but there are some leaves that are just clinging on a little bit that haven't quite managed to be shaken off the branch by the wind or the weather or the rain. There are some things that you're just clinging to, you're not quite willing to give up just yet. But what I'm going to ask you to do is to soothe your inner critic. Okay. These thoughts that are having you hold on to things that no longer serve you are trying to teach you something. Why do you believe that you still have to cling on to these leaves that really just want to kind of fall away to the ground and just be. There's something about the thoughts that you're having about that. I can't give this up. I can't walk away from that. Whatever it is that you're holding on to. You know, a new beautiful leaf can't grow and be renewed if there's still one hanging on. Because this is how you get to activating your higher wisdom, by letting this stuff be, okay, by letting those old thought patterns, old belief systems, whatever that leaf is represented. And then there's a couple, but whatever that is representing to you, it belongs to an old version of Jean. Okay. And there's nothing wrong with it. It was absolutely beautiful and perfect. Now, maybe not so much. There's another beautiful new growth just waiting to happen. And it's almost like you have to make space for that new to come in, to then be activated into this place that you really want to be. So take what resonates, leave the rest. We're going to go on to Tiger Dragon, which will be our last read for just now. Thank you all for being here. If you feel you want to purchase a deck and you've done so by this evening, and when I come back in, you can have 3 cards. You can have a full read. Put a shiver down your spine, Jean. Cards are so good to work when shuffle. And even though there's 55 of them, like it's just perfect. Even if I say so myself. I'm allowed to. I'm putting myself out there to start a group online. Scary. My old belief is not being good enough. Inadequacy. Yes, perfect. Yeah. Pick the leaves off. Shake it up. Shake it up. Okay, Tiger Dragon, let's go. Dragons to Tiger Dragon. Ooh. Ooh. Are you trying to fit a square peg into a round hole, Tiger Dragon? There is something that really isn't bringing you joy. And it's like you're trying to force yourself to do something that you're really not happy with, that you don't want to do. You're trying to force yourself to do it, but it's not bringing you joy. Okay, so we have the play realm. When did you last go and have some fun? Oh, great to see you too, Mark. Thanks for being here. When did you last go and just have some, but this isn't just about fun. This is about that childlike, innocent jumping in puddles, like jumping on a swing, playing on a seesaw. Like this is building things with Lego, getting crayons out. This is childlike. This is childlike joy and childlike wonder. You have Stonekeeper, which is connection, reverence. But with this card, what's coming in for you, Tiger, is taking time out for you. This could bring you joy, actually. This could bring you childlike joy, like going down to a water's edge and collecting stones by the sea or by the river, like just going and like looking at the stones and investigating them, and you know, maybe asking permission to take some home, maybe painting them. You need a little bit of time out. There's a little bit of, because there's like this forcing myself to do something that isn't bringing me happiness. There's like a little bit, I just want to pick you up. I just want to be like, stop doing that. I want to pick you up and I want to put you beside like a river, really nice, gentle flowing river that's got all these lovely stones. And I just want to pop you there for a couple of hours and just let you play in the sun with your own thoughts for you to decide what you do want, what does make you happy, because you're also getting heart embrace. And how can you be positive doing something you don't want to do? How can you be positive when you're pleasing other people, or other people have expectations of you, and you'll never meet up to other people's expectations? That they're just unfair. You're getting this really big, beautiful hug from the dragons, okay? Showing you love, because it's almost like if you don't do what's expected of you in this thing that really doesn't make you happy, like you won't be loved. And what I want to say to you, Tiger, is that if that's the conditions that somebody or people have on you, that's not real love. And you deserve real love. You deserve to be loved in a way that doesn't have expectations over you. You deserve to be loved in a way that people understand that you want to have innocence and play rather than being serious all the time. You deserve that kind of love. And this is what the dragons are providing to you right now. They're giving you this big, big, big hug and this reassurance of love yourself first. Love yourself first. Such a cool card, isn't it? Tiger Dragon. Working with people who have physical disabilities and even mental sometimes is a bit hard, though I always connect to my inner child. Beautiful. Beautiful, Tiger Dragon. I can imagine that could be quite difficult. And I suppose if you work with people who, there are certain, boundaries and expectations within a job, that would have that. You give yourself a little bit of time out. Can you have a little day off? Can you go and do something just to make sure your cup's overflowing again, perhaps? Doreen, hi, how you doing? So good to see you. Thank you. I made an effort today. I don't expect this all the time. Don't expect me to show up making an effort all the time. But today, because DragonSoul Oracle is here, is available on my website. Thank you all for being here. It's been a wonderful morning. So you can grab this, only 250 in print. If it's pooling on you, you'll know. I'm going to come in again tonight about 6 o'clock, maybe 6 p.m. UK time. So if you're about, I'll maybe see you then. Thank you to everybody who kept me right today, particularly April. Thanks for keeping me right, April. Thank you for everybody who's here. Please, can you pop a like? Can you share it? Can you do all the things? Once the video is finished, pop a wee comment on. The dragons really want to get the energy out to people who are called to purchase these decks. And this is the only way I can do it, is by putting it out there. So the more it's out there, the people that the decks are meant to go to can then find it. Thank you. I love you all. Your time is the most precious thing you can ever give anybody. So thank you for being here with us all in this space. I love you. Keep going, one foot in front of the other. We are coming up to this limitless energy in March. We're just gonna, the fire horse is here. There's just a little 2-week corridor of just kind of crossing the T's and dotting the I's. Yay! Yes, Andrea. So anybody who pre-ordered these cards, they got picked up yesterday. Anybody who ordered after that, I've got another pickup today. I've got another pickup ready to go and get done and going tomorrow. There's so much time, love. These cards aren't just coming from a center and being thrown in an envelope and being chucked to you. Like, I am really taking my time and love. Every one of them is being wrapped, and it's a real experience when you receive this deck. And I really want you to have the experience of this. This is a deck like no other. Okay, I said it because it's a co-creation. It's a co-creation. The energies within this is nothing like I've ever felt before. And the people that are drawn to the deck will be drawn to the deck. So excited. I know. Can't wait for y'all. I can't wait for y'all to get them. Can't wait. Sending you all lots of love. Have the most beautiful day of heaven and earth. And I'll see you very soon. I can't remember how to hang up again. Oh no. Oh, so funny.